Profound and connected, the artisan becomes a conduit born, the unconscious collective. Songs unbidden come to the ones with the intent to create a melody and words like a bell ringing true.
Hi, I'm Worm, and today on the Song Hall, we're featuring from Hamilton, Ontario, bluesman Alfie Smith.
Never mind the time, I can do that crime, standing on my head. You were the first in line to sign my casket, but what's my name? You never asked it. Oh, my love, don't you worry, for my time is almost up. In another time or place, we were married, so this lies and stays.
I've always had a problem writing happy songs, because when you're happy, you're out being happy. When you're depressed, you go to your guitar or whatever for, you know, to get whatever it is bothering you out. So I think that's more of it. But as far as my vocal style goes, if you listen to a lot of the old blues styles, a lot of them had a lot of passion and not so much anger. I think of it more passion than anger. But I think of the blues as sharing your pain helps alleviate everyone's pain, because that way you're not alone. And the blues can be an uplifting thing.
Don't you know that I never lose, even when I got them buckshot blues. I got them buckshot blues. I got them buckshot blues. I got them buckshot blues.
Today on the Song Hall, we're featuring from Port Rowan, Ontario, Duane Rudder.
Well, I hit town by sunset, saw my uncle in the laundromat. He didn't know me. When I told him who I was, just took off his old hat. How come it always seems like we don't age until we look into a face and Rachel sings?
I'm not always so sure if it's a good idea to tell people what you're writing about, because, or to give them a story before you do the song, unless it's something you're really definite about, because I think everybody sees things a little differently, and maybe you might ruin it for them, you know, if you tell them something about the song. Maybe if you wouldn't have done that, maybe that song, maybe those words together would have hit them and offered them something that they can make their own, you know. And I don't like to blow it for them like that. I like them to just kind of get it, and maybe they can chew on it, and maybe it'll mean something more to them than it would have if I would have said, this is about this. And don't think of it any other way, it's about this.
We stayed at Aunt Susie's, up in the room where us kids used to play. It still smelled the same, like Uncle Bob was just there yesterday. How come it always seems like time has wings when someone goes away and Rachel sings?
From the roar of Niagara Falls to the frenzy of New York City to the back roads of Ontario, and here now with her band, the Blue Rubies, is Cindyller.
Soon as summer is over, I won't be hanging around. I won't be thinking it over. I'll be walking on my home ground.
So I wrote this song about migrant workers. And it's really told from the perspective of a migrant worker riding his bike down the road and thinking about home. And because they always, they come in the spring and they work all summer long and then they go home. And I'm sure they get very homesick. So I was thinking about that when I was writing that song, Home Ground.
Put some money in the jukebox. If there were girls here, I would dance. There's just men around this table who match my restlessness. They work for their money, and when the working day is through, they come down here by the busload, 'cause there ain't nothing else to do.
Having used music in the classroom as an English teacher, Roger writes songs about love, losses, relationships, and concern for the state of the world. Here playing music from his latest CD, North Park, is Roger Brunning.
From hockey says they're looking up to me. We got some boys, about 15. Gotta slow down, moving too fast. Goalie just a lucky, I hit his mask. Canadian born, Canadian born, Canadian born.
What happened was I was just playing the song for my class, for the grade 9 class, and it was just a spontaneous thing where they just started singing along. And they just sort of caught the chorus and just started singing it. And this happened on a couple of occasions, and I realized that, they really sound great. So I was doing the album just around the corner at Randy Salsky's studio here, and I was talking to Randy about it and saying, it'd be really cool if we could get these kids singing behind Canadian Born, because they sound great on it, And we were looking at the logistics of it and how we could do it. Should we try to get them over here to the studio, and one thing and another. And finally he just said, we'll just take all the equipment over to your portable, over to the classroom, we'll set it up and we'll do it over there. So that's exactly what we did. And they came in here with all the stuff and they set it up, and the kids were great. There was 14 of them out of the class that wanted to do it. And that's what we did. And they recorded it, and it ended up, I think, sounding pretty good.
East to west, north and south, you'll find the people trying to work it out. They're trying to make the land well, we can be afraid. Well, love for the children, they'll sea to sea. Canadian born, Canadian born, Canadian born, Canadian born.
Today in the Song Hall, we're featuring from Port Dover, Ontario, Rachel Hart. Taking an intuitive approach to her music, Rachel's songs have heart and soul.
The little red fox came today with a swish of his tail, he ran away. Before he ran, he gave me a wink. Man, the little red fox, he made me think. What's your medicine? What's your medicine? What's your medicine? What's your medicine?
What's Your Medicine for me was written in, like each paragraph is sort of like a separate vision, and at different times when it happened, because I didn't write it all at one time, but there were significant things, and I was mainly trying to help the listener come to that vision that I had, and see the colors, see the animals, the creatures, think about what their medicine really is, and that's what I'm calling out for people to do is think about, you know, the things that you run into in your life. What could it be teaching you? What could it be telling you?
I'm an observation tower, get my power from drawing in, from what I see. There's a snake in the grass, all things must pass the Milky Way, and what it seems
Here to feature songs from his newest CD, Shallow Water, is Ian Bell.
You came to me when I was young in the melody of a fiddle song. Your name came tripping off my tongue whenever we met to play along. Rachel Ray and Davy Taylor, Miss McLeod and John McNeil, you must have cut a fancy figure. Somebody made you a damn fine reel. And we never met, but I know your name, and I call it out across the floor whenever we come to scrape the strings, turn the old tunes loose once more.
Done a bunch of vinyl cafe shows with Stuart McLean, and David Amer, who was the producer of that, the very first year they started doing those, which was about the same time, as maybe 96, 97. And it was the second Vinyl Cafe show, and they wanted to do a Christmas show. And so I put together, and he wanted this sort of early Upper Canada traditional Christmassy stuff, and I put together a group and put together a bunch of kind of interesting music, and went in, and that was the show with the famous Dave Cooks a Turkey story. That they ended up making a CD of this particular show, which has apparently sold tons of CDs, although it doesn't seem to make any difference to my income. But
no, we never met, but I know your name, and I call it out across the floor whenever we come to scrape the strings and turn the old tunes loose once more.
Adam's been playing music all of his life and has a brand new CD out now called The Best Way to Kill 46 Minutes. Not only did he write and arrange the songs on the CD, but he played every instrument, all at the age of 19. Here performing and talking about his new CD is Adam Dugas.
If it's so simple, I'm running away. If it's tomorrow, then what is today? She's in the middle of talking, so what will you say? You say. So he asked me what I know, and I said that I don't know. Might just gave it away. Say that love is going to say goodnight, but I swear that love is breaking hearts tonight. Say that love is going to say goodnight, but I swear that love is breaking hearts tonight.
Not everybody gets to go on with their dream, and I think if you do a job in your life that's something that you really want to do, then it's not a job. If you're having fun and you're getting paid to have fun, then that's the most important thing. And I think a big thing that people don't do is follow their dream. I think they start to think, oh well, maybe it's not possible, and they start taking kind of like other paths, or like they settle for something that they don't want to do. And it's basically saying how I'm not going to settle. I'm going to do what I want to do, and I'm not going to stop.
Love is going to say goodnight, but I swear that love is breaking hearts tonight. Say that love is going to say goodnight, but I swear that love is breaking hearts tonight.
Today we're featuring from Hamilton, Ontario, Alfie Smith. Alfie is a blues player. He plays a really mean dobro. On top of that, he's quite the mild-mannered dude. Mild-mannered dobro player. Goes into a phone booth, comes out, Alfie Smith. When I asked Duane about what kind of music he played, he told me, Worm, he said, My music is all my influences, all mixed up together, put into a pot, and poured on Hank Williams' grave. And I couldn't have said it better myself. Get ready for Duane Rudder. A little bit fluffy. Hi, welcome to the Song Hall. Have you ever seen a performer that gets so enwrapped? My arms feel funny up here. Do I look funny? I feel like a praying mantis. Hi. Have you ever seen this performer you just like to eat? We'll run this time. Hey! Today we have Duane Rudder. Good music to jog to. Okay.